If anybody hears knocking, do not open the classroom door. The principal's voice shook through the loudspeaker. At first, everyone in my class laughed. We thought it was some kind of prank, until the screaming started. It was raining heavily outside that Friday afternoon. The sky looked almost black, even though school wasn't over yet. I was in class 10B during the last period. Nobody cared about studying because exams had ended 2 days earlier. Some students were drawing on desks. Some were sleeping. And our class teacher, Mrs. Mehta, was busy checking notebooks. I was sitting beside my best friend Arjun near the back window. Suddenly, "Dud!" a loud sound echoed somewhere downstairs. Then another, "Dud, Dud, Dud!" Everyone looked up. Arjun laughed. "Sounds like somebody fell down the stairs." But then the school speakers turned on with a screech. The principal sounded terrified. "Attention all staff and students, immediate lockdown. This is not a drill. Lock classroom doors and stay silent." The entire room froze. Mrs. Mehta rushed toward the door and locked it with shaking hands. She switched off the lights immediately. Rain tapped against the windows as darkness swallowed the classroom. Nobody spoke. Nobody moved. Then, a scream echoed from downstairs. Not normal screaming. This sounded painful, like somebody was begging for help. A girl in front of me started crying quietly. Arjun whispered, "Bro, this feels real." And honestly, I was terrified too. The first sound. 5 minutes passed in complete silence. Then footsteps echoed in the hallway outside our classroom. Slow, heavy, wet, as if someone was dragging their feet. The footsteps stopped right outside our door. Everybody held their breath. Then came knocking. 2K, 2K, 2K. A soft voice spoke from outside. "Please help me." My stomach twisted. It sounded like a student. "Then a girl. Please open the door. He's coming." One student near the front stood up immediately. "We have to help her." But Mrs. Mehta grabbed his arm hard. Her face looked pale. "Sit down now." The voice outside started crying. "Please, please let me in." Then suddenly, the crying stopped. Complete silence. A few seconds later, a deep male voice growled outside the door. "Wrong choice." The entire classroom exploded into panic. Some students screamed. Others started praying. And then, B-O-O-O-O-M. Something slammed into the door violently. The whole classroom shook. Again, B-O-O-O-O-M. The door handle rattled aggressively. The thing outside began laughing. Not human laughter. Something broken. Something insane. Arjun whispered, "What the hell is that?" Mrs. Mehta covered her mouth trying not to cry. The banging continued for almost 30 seconds, then stopped. Footsteps slowly walked away down the hallway. DHE message. Almost 20 minutes passed. No announcements. No police sirens. Nothing. Then my phone vibrated. It was a message from my younger sister, Ria. She was in class 7 on the 2nd floor. The text said, "Something is wrong with the teachers." I stared at the message. Before I could reply, another message came. Our math teacher tried opening the classroom door. Cold fear spread through my chest. Why would a teacher do that during lockdown? Then another text arrived. He kept smiling at us. Arjun read the messages over my shoulder. We looked at each other silently. Something felt deeply wrong. DHE hallway Chimera. Near our classroom door was a small digital screen connected to the hallway CCTV camera. Normally, teachers used it for security checks. The screen was black, but suddenly, it flickered on. Static covered the screen. Then the hallway appeared. Empty, dark. Rainwater leaked from the ceiling, and standing at the far end of the corridor was our school principal. But something looked strange. His head tilted unnaturally. His uniform was covered in blood, and he was smiling. Slowly, he walked toward the camera. Closer, closer. Then he stopped directly in front of it. His face filled the screen completely, and in a calm voice he said, "Open the doors." The screen died instantly. Half the class started crying. Mrs. Mehta stepped backward in horror. "That's not him." DHE stares. Suddenly, the fire alarm started ringing across the entire school. Elude. Kotick. Red emergency lights flashed outside the windows. Mrs. Mehta looked terrified.
"Everybody stay here." But panic had already spread. Two boys rushed toward the door. "I'm leaving this place." Before anyone could stop them, they unlocked the classroom and ran outside. The hallway looked empty. For a second, everything seemed normal. Then one of the boys screamed. A dark figure sprinted across the corridor unnaturally fast. The second boy disappeared around the staircase corner. Then silence, a horrifying silence. And after 5 seconds, we heard crunching sounds, like bones breaking. The remaining students slammed the classroom door shut again. Nobody moved after that. Nobody. Nearly an hour later, police finally arrived. We heard officers shouting downstairs. One by one, classrooms were evacuated. When our turn came, we stepped carefully into the hallway. Blood covered parts of the staircase wall, but no bodies, no attackers, nothing. Outside the school, parents cried while hugging their children. Police questioned everybody for hours. And then the truth finally came out. There was never an intruder. No criminal had entered the school. No escaped madman, no armed attacker. According to police, the lockdown started because one student in the science lab suddenly became violent and attacked a teacher. But after that, multiple teachers and students began acting strangely. Aggressive, confused, almost animal-like. Doctors later discovered the horrifying reason. Earlier that week, toxic chemicals had leaked into the school ventilation system during a lab accident. The gas caused severe hallucinations, paranoia, and violent behavior. Everyone inside the school had been breathing it for hours. The screams, the smiling teachers, the shadow in the hallway, even the voice outside our classroom door might not have been real. But here's the part that still keeps me awake. 3 students disappeared that day, including the 2 boys who ran out of our classroom. Police searched the entire school, the roofs, the basement, the locked storage rooms, everything. They were never found. And 1 week later, the school janitor reported hearing knocking sounds from inside the old staircase walls. Slow knocking, like somebody trapped inside, still waiting for the door to open.